We are living with people, and people have different backgrounds and different characters. They have different exposure. People believe in these different things. People have different culture. People have been cultured differently, and they believe in different things, and they have different preferences. And due to this, we have difficulties dealing with every person at every given time and every given circumstance or situations. And sometimes we get irritated and wonder why people become so difficult in life. And therefore, there's reason why it is important so that we understand on how we can deal with difficult people. So who are they? Sometimes we'll be wondering, why are people so difficult on your life? Why are people so difficult to understand? Why are people difficult to do some of the things that maybe you prefer and think that they're best to produce a result than that they think. So difficult people are those people, you find that they do things that you don't want, and they don't want to listen to you. They don't do things that you want, and don't know also what to do with them. So those are the people that gives you belief that they are difficult because on how they are behaving and how they're doing their things. So what are the behaviors of people who are difficult? So Rick has given us, identified 10 people, or rather 10 behaviors of people that we may find difficult. In as much as we want to understand and look more into these 10 behaviors, it is important also to know that every person can be difficult. You and I can sometimes be difficult in different situations. Now that we know that we are cultured differently, we have different emotions, we have different preferences, we can always be difficult for another person. And it's also important to note that the person whom you may find difficult to you is very much acceptable and friendly to another person. And therefore, being difficult is not universal. It is individual basis. How I'm going to view you, I may decide to note that you are difficult, and therefore it's not universal. So what are these 10 behaviors that not really is not the end of the list of behaviors that we may find difficult, but at least you can use these behaviors to at least learn from one another. Now, one of those behaviors is you have a person who has been identified as the tank. Now, Rick says that the tank person is a person who is ruthless and pushy. This person is very pushy and ruthless in his dealing. Depending on the situation and circumstance, the person becomes pushy and ruthless. Now, this person assumes that the end justifies the means, and therefore when you are coming on his way and with intention, we are coming on his way, and that you don't want, and he feels that you are interfering with his intention to achieve something, then it is going to be easy for him or her to eliminate you rather than having you be on the way. This is the tank. This is a tank person. He believes on that. He's become pushy and ruthless and ensure that he achieves his goal. Okay? Another person that we find here is a whiner. So who is this person that becomes a whiner? Is this person who will complain all the time for something that has been done. And he knows that this thing is wrong, and it will always be wrong unless something is done about it. So this person wallows. He wallows on his woes. Okay? So he keeps talking about how something has gone wrong. And he says that this thing is wrong and it will remain to be wrong unless something has been done. So this is a whine person. So these people will find difficult. So you wonder why the person is whining. Why is he whining? So this is one of them. The third person, third behavior that comes in is the know-it-all. You see, we have people in the society who presumes knowledge. Okay, is that they know it all. These people know 98% of things. Just mention it and they will give you an answer to that. They believe they know what it takes. They know, and they should be educating you rather than you really educating them. So the know-it-all people will have give an opportunity to tell you everything. They give an discuss with you. They tell you many things and have hours explaining to you on a particular issue. And the problem is that they don't have time to listen to your inferior idea. All right? So they have no time to listen to you, but no, they have time to explain to you what they know. No, you can find that very difficult, and and that's part of life. So you can find that person difficult because he believes he knows, and should be explaining to you much more other things. There's another person, that other behavior that people will always inherit, not really inherit but develop, is that the people who think that they know, thinking that they know. So there are those people in the society that they think they know. Now this type of people don't really know much, but even if they don't know much, that really doesn't come into their way. But when you don't know much on the discussion they bring, they may easily mislead you because they really don't know much on what they say, but rather will speak about it. So if you don't know about it, they will mislead you. If you are the people who are in the church or in the business, they can lead the church in so many things. If the people in an organization, in a business, they can mislead you in terms of business idea on the things they know, on the things people need to do, because they really don't know much, but they have to speak on something and make you believe that they know what they're saying. Right. Another person that we talk about is the grenade person. As the word, talk about terrorism, and you realize when you talk about grenade, you talk about explosions. So these people explode on some things. The only problem is that they explode, which is disproportionate to what really is. They can explode too much to a point that you wonder whether the reaction is proportionate to the situation at hand. So these people will do that. All right, so you wonder why that, and people will have to do that. People get afraid and they have to take cover from the grenade person. So these behaviors are developed with time. We have another person called the sniper. Now the sniper, this is the person who resent on something. He will resent you on something that maybe you have done, or maybe your achievement, something you maybe have done, you believe on something. He will resent on something. Sometimes they resent without even good reason why they're resenting. These people will not talk, they will not attack you in a way, they'll not, they take cover. They are covert persons, but they're resenting on something. So what they do is that they identify your weaknesses. They identify your weakness, and when they do that, they use it against you. They can use this by gossiping you, by backbiting, by embarrassing you, something like that. So a sniper person is another dangerous one. There's a dangerous behavior that people develop with time, and I will tell you why these behaviors are developed as we go by. So another thing is that another behavior that we can develop. We have a yes person. There are those people who are Mr. and Mrs. Yes, the yes persons. These people will be quick to say yes and slow to deliver. They are quick to say yes and they are slow to deliver. They don't deliver very fast. These people have a trail of unfulfilled commitments and broken promises, because they said very yes as early without consideration of whether they have capability and ability and means to actually fulfill that. But when they get there, they realize they can't do it, and they have a lot of trails. You can follow up on things which have not done. There are a lot of unfinished business. Okay, so these are yes people. We have people who are maybe persons. There's a behavior that person develops just to say, they're not very sure. These people don't really make decisions very fast. They take much of their time, to make any decision. They're not sure whether to take that, so they are afraid to make any decisions. And by the time they come to it, things are already gone and things are already bad. So, and you, as a person, will be wondering why this person doing this. Because of this, he's not making decisions, taking action to things. He's a maybe person. He's not sure whether he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that, whether he's supposed to make such a decision or he is not supposed to make such a decision. So we have that kind of a person. And these things are not born, they're not inborn, they're not inherent. There are things that people develop with time because of the circumstances and environment and the situation that they come into play, and how they're also being cultured. People just believe on that. So he's a maybe person. We have another person who is a no person. This person, is a person who has developed a behavior or not agreeing on something. This person is one who will come to you and say, this thing is not going to work. You've done it before. What makes you different is not going to happen. It's not going to work. So this person, so we did this and it did not work. What makes you think that's going to work this time around? So this thing is not going to work. It's not going to work, and that's what it is. So you work with these people and wonder why this person behaving in that particular way. So we have these people and these behaviors that people develop with time, and then you come into play. When you come to these persons and realize why are this person becoming difficult. These are some of the behavior. For you to deal with difficult people, you must be able to understand these kind of behaviors and why they do that. So in the next video, I want us to also, we are going to discuss on now if you find these people, how are you going to approach them? The approach you give to them also is key, and therefore I want us to get to when you get to our next video, I want you to catch up with our next video when we're going to discuss on now to our best approaches that we need to develop when we meet such kind of people. And as we do that, I want us to remember what Dale Carnegie says. Dale Carnegie has written on the book on how to influence people. All right, it talks about on how people are and how to influence the people. So Dale Carnegie says that when we are dealing with people, we must bear in mind is that we are not dealing with logic, people who are people of logic, but rather we are dealing with people of emotions. Okay, we are dealing with people of emotion, people who are motivated by their own pride. We have people motivated by their own pride and preferences, and therefore we're dealing with the people know very well that I am not dealing with people who are of logic, but people who are people of emotion, people who are emotional, people who are thinking the language of emotion, what they feel and what they want. And therefore when you have that realization on what Dale Carnegie says, and therefore we are able to understand on also how to handle the same people so that we can make a good use of them. We can also show some trust and believe in them, and also just know how to talk to them, because we have also to relate with that kind of people. So remember, we're not dealing with people of logic. We are dealing with people of emotion who are motivated by their pride. All right. Now check up for the next video. If this video also makes sense, if it has uplifted you and you have learned something, also share this video with people who are also looking on how they can deal with very difficult people. People who are suffering with difficult people, they don't know how to handle them. They don't know what to do about them. And every time they feel irritated when they come across them. So share this video to the people that you love and the people who want to listen to this video. And this will be good. And thank you, and God bless you.